Well, I have one that I'm doing and one that I'm planning. And the one that I'm doing is kind of related to what we're doing right now. And that all my life I've been a writer. And then I moved from a stage where I could write, and then I could go into an audio studio and record. And but you know, I would spend 2 or 3 days writing something out, and then I would record it in an audio studio. So a message, by the time it, you know, I started working on it till the time somebody was actually listening to it or reading, might be several weeks. Okay, and now with the flip video, or the very small high definition videos with great sound, I've discovered that one of my abilities is that if I'm asked a question, I can start talking immediately, and I can make sense. You know, I mean, right off the top. And so, one of the huge things that's happened to me in the last 3 or 4 months is I've made more than 100 videos of myself where somebody sits me down and asks me a question, and the result, what I speak, and a lot of it gets written down and transmitted, is just as good as when I used to spend a week or 2 weeks actually writing it out, and then this laborious process. So I would say that there's been at least easily a 10 times increase in my productivity, and I can do it on the spot. Somebody said, I'd like you to create some copy, and I've got a half-hour slot to do it, and I'll sit down for a half hour, and I'll create copy that used to require weeks and weeks to be thought through and outlined and written and rewritten and edited, and go into recording studio and then record it and everything like that. And now it happens in a half hour. And you know, I do things now that you know, you do it in the morning, and 1,000 people have seen it by that evening, because it just gets taken, put on YouTube, or it gets sent out as a link that the relevant listeners and watchers can actually see. So that's been a huge breakthrough, and I just see a constant expansion of that in the future. I love doing it. I'm getting better at it. My 100th video was a lot better than my first video, and my comfort level with doing it is really great. And so that's huge for me, because I think about a lot, and I've got a lot to say. So this gives me a chance to say it. And then the next big one is that I do a lot of live presentations in front of groups, and generally, you know, this is by invitation only, and we have, you know, maybe, you know, we might have 70 to 250 people in the room. And, you know, I'm at the stage now where the message of Strategic Coach is so powerful and it's so meaningful to so many people that why don't we have more people actually, you know, watching and listening to what I have to say, and not just in the place where I'm saying it, but all over. So what we're investigating is a TriCaster technology, where you have 3 cameras in the room and a technician at back who's varying the camera angles depending on where I am in my presentation. This is automatically being live fed over the internet, and we might have 2,000 or 3,000 people who have tuned in. You know, Dan is speaking at the W Hotel on Union Square in New York at 10 o'clock on Monday morning. It's going to be live. You can tune in, and you know, and then it can be rebroadcast later in the same week. And my chances are, instead of talking to 150 people, I'm going to be talking to 3,000 people. And you know, marketing is a numbers game. So you get, if you 150 people see and hear you, you get a certain number who sign up for the program. If 3,000 people see it, it's a proportional number that signs up for the program. So that's a huge multiplier. That would be a phenomenal multiplier. And so I'm really committed. If I only developed one new technology over the next year, this would be the one, because there's such a payback from it. You know, we could put another 1,000 people in the program with the same amount of marketing time that I'm doing right now, and that has huge implications.